dancehall artist Squash gets a new court date because a hearing that was set for today has been changed. Greetings, greetings, and salutations to all nations, especially Jamaicans. Ladies and gentlemen, this one is an update on dancehall artist Squash court date because a hearing, ladies and gentlemen, was set for today in the United States courts for dancehall artist Squash, and it has been postponed. It has been moved. The 33-year-old DJ, whose real name is Andrae Whittaker, has been in custody of the FDC, that's the Florida Federal Detention Center in Miami, since late February. The Miami-Dade court system has shown that there was an arraignment set, but it has been changed to next month. Now, we well know that Squash was arrested, and he was arrested because he was found with a chip Glock. He was leaving Sean Kingston's place. Ironically, federal officers witnessed him in the get-together passing a chip Glock. Now, since then, he has been moved from ICE, which is in Miami, which is a Chrome detention center, I should say, from Chrome, because he was arrested by the Miami-Dade police officers. Then he was transferred to ICE, and then he was then moved to the FDC, which is the Federal Detention Center. Now, Squash and his other occupant of the car, which his name is Zidane George Prescott, they were subsequently transferred, like I said, to the FDC, the Federal Detention Center. He was supposed to be arraigned today, March 27, but that court date now has been pushed back to April 2nd. Dancehall artist, this entertainer, right now, the court date is set for the 2nd. And this is where he will set his plea. Squash, whose real name, yes, is Andrae Maurice Whittaker, made his first appearance in the Miami-Dade courts Wednesday morning. Now, it's unfortunate that, I don't have a lot of information how he pled, but he was moved, like I said. This arraignment hearing was for a criminal accused, and the charges were read, and he weren't able to enter a plea because the date was changed. Now, on the 2nd, he will get a chance to plea, and where the matter and bail will be discussed at that time. Like I said, he was arrested February 24th. They said it was a simple traffic violation, but during the traffic violation, the chip Glock was found. So that's how he got locked. Now, they said that the weapon was found in the passenger seat, in the passenger side glove compartment, where the entertainer was sitting. Another Glock pistol loaded with extension clip and 3 loaded magazines were found during the search also. Now, like I said, his companion in the car, Zidane George Prescott, was also taken into custody. Now, he was the operator of the vehicle, so if anything, he might can take a charge. According to the police report, though, Squash and Prescott came after a person who was under obvious surveillance by the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and Squash was seen given a black object. It's believed that this object was the firearm that was found in the glove compartment. Me rotted. It sounds like these are circumstantial evidence, but at the end of the day, it's going to be the federal government person, the FBI, against his and Prescott's word. You hear me say? According to the police arrest report, Squash and Prescott came after a person who was under. So I guess they're saying that according to the report, the arrest of Squash and Prescott, excuse me, I forgot that line. The arrest of Squash and Prescott came after a person who was under observation by the Federal Bureau of Investigation. That's why I'm telling you, say, the Sean Kingston thing is not coincidental. Sean Kingston goes on trial this week. I'm telling you. They're saying that the FBI were monitoring someone. According to police report, the arrest of Squash and Prescott came after a person who was under observation by the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI, was seen giving Squash a black object. You are going to see? So it sounds like you hear what they said? According to the police report, the arrest of Squash and Prescott came after a person who was under observation by the Federal Bureau of Investigation. That person who was under observation was seen giving Squash a black object. Me rotted. It sounds like I said him get set. It sounds like, say, because they said he was at Sean Kingston place. And me sure say Sean Kingston them did I observe. So it sounds like, say, Sean Kingston give him something or pass him something. It doesn't have to be that chip Glock, but they use that as an excuse because I'm sure they know who was Squash. Ladies and gentlemen, you see how the FBI work? You see how the man them work? Don't be a jerk, because when you do feds work, enough time with your flirt. Uno don't do the crime if uno not willing to do the time. The police report said that Squash was seen receiving. They said that the FBI were observing someone, and that said someone that the FBI was observing was seen handing Squash a black object, and that perk the FBI mind. So, me add 1 and 1 together, me I get whole heap. Me not tell you no lie. Me add 1 and 1 together, and me I get whole heap. It seems like Squash gets set up. And I'm saying allegedly, because the FBI says, the police report says, someone was being observed by the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation in a foreign, the land of Barren, in a Florida. And from what I know, Sean Kingston is on a federal charge. Yeah, federal fraud. Yeah, wire fraud. And it appears that the FBI might be checking to see if he's still up to no good, or he must send Squash down the lane to get a better bail. Listen, these are allegations, you know. I'm just thinking off my head. Because if the FBI are preview Sean Kingston and Squash there Sean Kingston place, and Sean Kingston hand off something to Squash, and Squash get locked, it sounds like say Sean Kingston set him up. Allegedly, I am just saying. I'm putting 1 and 1 together and getting whole heap. Ladies and gentlemen, leave your comment on this one. Me put one and one together and me get whole heap. You are gonna tea. Subscribe, like, and share. Follow the Rastaman. Yeah, straight up. Follow the Rastaman. If you want to hear the truth, may I tell you right now, it sounds like them set up the youth. Somebody is singing like Anita Baker.